Hello and welcome to another video. It is your boy Jordan and I actually hope you're having a good day. So I'm all back and refreshed from my holidays. I had a wedding in France and a wedding in Cyprus and I actually managed to go to Barcelona in between. I managed to make the most of it and go away for 2.5 weeks, and I just want to show you guys what a holiday could do to your physique. So let's do this. So this is my physique before the holiday. I'm actually pretty lean here and I feel pretty skinny. According to my on-roam scale, I fluctuated between 13.5 and 13.9% body fat. However, I know this isn't necessarily reliable, but I'm just going to go off this information provided by my scales. I'm also 68.8 kg. I never ever get below 70, but a week prior to my holiday, I was bedbound as I was seriously ill and I actually dropped 2 kg that week. I started my cut in January, roughly about 83 kg, and I was slowly losing 0.5 kg a week up until this point. But yeah, that is my physique prior to the holiday. I just want to show you my physique a week before I got ill because a lot changed that week. On my holiday, I didn't necessarily hold back in terms of diet. I was cautious of my calories, however, it didn't necessarily matter if I exceeded them. Prior to this, I was on roughly 2,200 calories a day, and that was for a cut. But on a day-to-day basis throughout those 2.5 weeks, I was on roughly 2,500 to 4,000 calories a day. It's hard to go easy when you actually get a complimentary breakfast. So across these 4 hotels, my breakfast was very similar. It was very egg-based, which is my protein, and I also would have some kind of yogurt and granola to go along with it. And that will leave roughly 1,000 calories for my lunch and for my dinner. But I was having everything from apple pies to burgers to sea bass to ice creams to waffles. I didn't really hold back in this sense. When you're on holiday, you got to remember to enjoy yourself, even with food. Being a foodie myself, I was actually in 3 amazing countries and I didn't really want to hold back, and I really don't expect you to neither. Some days I'll be having dessert, some days I'll be having apple pie. Some days I had donuts, some days I had ice cream, but on some days I didn't necessarily feel like a dessert. So yeah, sometimes when I was a little bit cautious, I'd actually make healthy substitutes. On holidays, I don't necessarily drink, however, I actually always like to go and get some dessert after dinner. Instead of actually having ice cream or waffles, I'd actually just stick to a sorbet in that sense. And also on some days, instead of having deep fried foods, I would have grilled food. If I felt like I had too much junk on the previous day, which I did at times, I would actually hold off on the second day. For example, one day I remember having an apple pie and a donut, but therefore the day after this, the dessert I had for dinner was actually a sorbet. It's all about balance and making compromises, so I didn't stop treating myself. I just done this in moderation with some balance. As training is a big passion of mine, I was training on holiday too. So I managed to train 3 times in France, 1 time in Barca and 4 times in Cyprus. So this is actually 8 times across 16 days. You could look at this as training every other day. So I stuck to my regular bodybuilding training and reaching failure on every single set. However, it actually wasn't necessarily my routine. I actually had to make compromises because the gyms are a lot smaller, especially in the hotel. But some kind of resistance training is better than no training at all. This is one thing I actually really like about my holidays, is actually going to training in different countries. I like the different cultures, I like checking out the hotels, I like having a gym session, going to the swimming pool, and I like breaking up my day, and training is something I love, so I don't necessarily want to stop or take a break from it. So this is my physique 1 week into a holiday after a pump. So it's a little bit deceptive in that sense, but you can actually see I'm a little bit fuller because I've been in a calorie surplus for a week. And also on my trip, I discovered how to take portrait photos, which is a bonus. After 1 week of holiday, a couple training sessions and eating whatever I like, you can actually notice a difference. I actually look a lot more healthier and fuller in this photo. However, as the energy levels were great and I was in a calorie surplus eating what I want, this isn't sustainable. And this is actually what I'll be looking like if I carried on this diet. But yeah, that's 1 week into my holiday. Another thing what I tend to do while I'm on holiday is get my steps in. On a day-to-day basis, I'm minimum hitting 10k steps, even in the UK. As I'm a tourist exploring these beautiful countries, I'm actually hitting a lot more than 10k. Some days I was hitting 30k, some days 20, so it actually gives me some leeway to eat whatever I want. I roughly look at this at every 10k steps you do, you burn 500 calories. So on these days I'm hitting 30,000 steps or close to it, I'm looking at it as I'm burning 1,500 calories. So after seeing my activity levels, you're probably seeing why I was very lenient on my holiday. Okay, so also I was actually really cautious on my protein intake. I made sure every one of my meals had protein in it, and also that I never had any additional protein supplements. At every opportunity I went to a store, I would just buy a protein shake and just down it. At times, if I felt like it was going to be a long day or towards the end of the day, I would actually get 2 shakes and just down them. For example, I learnt my lesson in France, in Cognac, where I was. I actually just finished training and left the gym, and I was on a massive hunt across every single supermarket in Cognac to try and find a protein shake. So I learnt my lesson as I couldn't find any protein that day. holiday. So the following day, after I finished my gym session, I went straight to the gym session and bought a couple of protein shakes. But yeah, I was very cautious of my protein intake and tried to keep it as high as possible. And I'd like to think on average, I was hitting between 150 and 180 grams of protein a day. Okay, so here is my physique at the end of my holiday. And to be honest, I actually look a lot more bigger. I actually feel like my chest and my shoulders and my arms look a lot bigger after being away. So I'm currently weighing 72.1 kg. So I've actually gained 3.3 kg in the space of 2 weeks. But yeah, here's a comparison of my physique. I actually look a lot more bigger and a lot more healthier here. According to my on-run machine, I was actually 14.3% body fat. However, I actually done this the following day and I was closer to 15.3. I actually think 15.5% body fat actually sounds a lot more better. So I roughly gained 2% body fat. Both these measurements are actually taken on an empty stomach first thing in the morning. Although the lighting's a lot better in the before, you can actually see a massive difference in both these videos. The best thing about this holiday, I actually feel a lot better and I actually feel a lot stronger as well. So it was actually a win-win putting on a couple kgs. Okay, so there you have it. That is actually my physique before and after my holiday. It probably would have been a lot more different if I didn't train on holiday and if I wasn't actively hitting 10,000 steps minimum a day. So the point of this video is actually for you to go out and enjoy yourself on holiday and don't necessarily worry about your physique. Most of you guys watching this video, I assume, is a lot like me and have a very active lifestyle and have a passion for training and being active. So if you're watching your steps and training while you're away and eating whatever the heck you want, you actually will come back a lot more bigger and stronger like I did. So I'm saying go out and enjoy yourself and worry about the precautions after. But if you've made it to the end of this video, I actually really appreciate you. Don't forget to actually hit the thumbs up button. Don't forget to actually hit the subscribe button for more travel vlogs and fitness advice. If you want to see what I'm up to on a day-to-day basis, see how I'm training, where I am in the world, don't forget to actually follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I'm very active on both those platforms. But anyway, hit the subscribe button and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. So until next time, peace.